Hello students, a very good morning to you all. Today I am going to start with a poem. The name of the poem is A Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. Before explaining about the poem, I would start with explaining about the author. We know Robert Frost. Robert Lee Frost was an American poet. He was a poet of late 19th century. He was born on 26th March 1874 and died on 29th January 1963. He completely revolutionized literature in his time. He was much admired for his depiction of the rural life of New England. Now, if we start with his work, the notable work he had done, some of the name of the poems: The Road Not Taken, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, Mending Wall, Fire and Ice, Birches, etc. The awards he won: Robert Frost Medal, United States Poet Laureate, Pulitzer Prize for Poetry, etc. These are the prizes he has won, and there are many more. So, this is a short description about Robert Frost. You will get to know more if you study about him. I am going to next part where I will give you a short summary, very short summary of the poem. Actually, the poem is it's a very simple poem, but it is having a deep meaning within. The poet was actually standing under a hemlock tree, and a crow shook off the dust of snow that had fallen on the tree. The snow fell on the poet and his mood changed suddenly. Actually, he was very sad and he was sitting under the hemlock tree. And when the crow shook the branch of the tree, the particles of dust, snow dust, fall on him, and it suddenly changed his mood. It ended all the sadness that had filled his mind. Thus, it saved his day. Means it was going to be ruined because he was sad. But as soon as the snowflakes fell on him, his mood was changed, and thus his day was saved. This is a very short summary of the poem. Now, we will go to the theme of the poem. What is the theme of the poem? The theme is the poet feels that small and unimportant things can make great changes in our life. That very, you can see, how can a dust of snow change the entire day of the poet? Yes, it can. It had a great impact on the poet. It suddenly changed everything. Very small, it seems, dust of snow seems very small. It may seem very small, but it worked heavenly. It worked very effectively on him. So we can see that very small things and unimportant trivial things can make great changes in our life. Now I want to give you the central idea of the poem. Central idea for knowing a poem from the depth. We know and we should deal with all these things, theme, central idea, and all, so that we can understand what is the writing about, what the poet wants to say through his poem. So, Dust of Snow by Robert Frost is a very simple poem, but symbolically it has a deeper meaning. How? It has a deeper meaning because it expresses the significance of smaller things which impact our thought processes for the future. Very small things, very small dust of snow, and how it had impacted. And the poet is standing under a hemlock tree, and it was snowing that time. Soon what happened, a crow sat on the tree and it shook its branches, and what happened, the snowflakes fall on the poet, And as soon as the snowflakes fall on the poet, it changes his mood. He was very sad, utterly sad. He was very much depressed, and he was sitting under the tree. And when the flakes fall on him, it changes his mood, and he spends the rest of the day far from being unhappy and sad. So he became happy. All his sadness, all his miseries went away. So this is the central idea. I will discuss how the trivial thing can change a person's life. Now we will go with the poetic devices which are used here. The poetic devices are symbolism. You know, symbols are used here. You can see the hemlock tree, the crow, and the snow. These are very simple things, but it has a great impact in this poem. This poem may seem very simple, but it has a great meaning. The hemlock tree. Hemlock tree represents sorrow. We know that hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. But how this poisonous tree is becoming a part of joyness, is becoming the cause of joy to the poet. Crow. Crow represents small and trivial things in life. It represents sorrow as well as small and trivial things in life. Snow represents things that can affect our mood. So these are the symbols which the poet has used to show his deeper sense, deeper meaning. Hemlock tree, crow, and snow. Now the next I will come to figure of speech. What are the figure of speeches used here? Mainly alliteration. Very in alliteration is used in here. We know alliteration. What is alliteration? In alliteration, similar sound has been found. That means similar sound of consonant. In the same line, you will find two or more words with similar consonant sound, such as saved some. I will read the poem, of course, but before I would like to explain the entire thing. Saved some. These two words are with same consonant sound. The next which is used here is irony, figure of speech, irony. Here, how it is used? A contrast is seen between what is said and what is meant. What is said and what is meant, you can see that the poem seems very simple, but it is meaning something very deeper. So, a contrast is seen between what is said and what is meant. It is also between what appears to be true and what is the ultimate truth. Right? What appears to be true and what is the ultimate truth? It appears to be true that the hemlock tree and the crow, the symbolism, you remember, hemlock tree, crow, all these are the representatives of sorrow and trivial things, small things. But what is actually it is giving? These are giving the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth is it caused happiness to the poet. So, rue is also a herb, a plant used for medicinal purpose in the medieval times. The irony is seen in the poet's use of hemlock tree and rue possessing poison, means both are used for some different issue, yet giving the poet much desired happiness. As I said, hemlock tree is genuinely a poisonous tree, but it is not poisoning the mind of the poet. Rather, it is giving the desired happiness the poet was longing for, the poet which he lost. So, this is the irony. Irony means it appears differently, but the meaning is different. So you have got the example of irony as well in the poem. Now I will go to rhyme scheme. What is the rhyme scheme? If you read the poem, now I will read the poem for you so that you can understand the rhyme scheme of the poem. It starts this way. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. So what is the rhyme scheme used here? The way a crow shook down on me, crow, me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. See, crow, the first line and the third line having the same sound, and the second line and the fourth line having the same sound. So the rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, A, B. Crow, me, snow, tree. Crow and snow, A, me and tree, B, B. So A, B, A, B. The next stanza has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Heart, mood, part, rude. A, B, A, B. Heart and part, mood and rude. Heart part A, mood and rude B, B. So this is the poem, and how we have to find out the rhyme scheme by the sound, rhyming sound of the last word of each line. So the rhyme scheme is here. We have found A, B, A, B. Very simple. And the imaginary tone which is used here, the poem has an optimistic tone, right? Though he was in a pessimist mood, he was very sad, he was very depressed, he was utterly saddened in heart, but the tone is optimistic because ultimately he became happy. His day, the rest of the day was saved. So this is all about the poem, the summary, the central idea, the theme, and the poetic devices. I have explained everything. I hope you have understood it. If not, just let me know. I will again be very happy to help you understand the poem. This is a very beautiful poem with a great meaning. The meaning, the ultimate meaning we have got by reading the poem is, though whenever in life we become sad, we become disheartened, we become pessimist for many reasons, but that is not the end. There is a way. We just have to find it out, we just have to feel it, we just have to act on that. We just have to understand life is promising us a better life. So do your work properly, and whatever comes in your life, don't be depressed if it's a matter of pessimism, if it's a matter of sadness, if it's a matter of agony. Don't be sad. Like, we become sad, we know it's not in our hand, but try to find out the way how you can recover the situation, and believe, have faith on you, have faith on God, have faith on nature, and do your work in proper way with honesty. You will find beauty everywhere. And remember that even trivial, very small things can give a great change in your life, in your mood, in your thinking. You just need to open your eyes all the time. You just need to observe things in a right way. That all about the poem. I hope you will enjoy reading the entire thing, and after that I will give you some questions on it which will be given through notes. Thank you. Have a good day.